Long time ago, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
93. Oh boy. I'm Dale Loren Foland. I'd never used Loren very much until I signed my first contract for the corporation, and I didn't use it then, and now I'm using it a lot. Born in Akron, Ohio. My mom and dad moved to Colga Falls, where I grew up, and I ended up doing odd jobs most of the time. I could always make money somewhere. I always had my ways. I did go to school for about 1 year at Kent State, and where I was not a good student, to put it that way. I finally quit. In the meantime, I got a job at Hamilton Kent, and it was a part-time job, and that's where I learned rubber for the first time. I got in and got started, did a lot of changes, and we did have success, but we could only make one compound, one thing, and it was using oil. I said, there's got to be something better than this oil. So I ended up, and I went to the president and I said, Mr. Rowe, I need a deep fryer. And he says, what for? But he wanted $35 for it. He wouldn't give it to me. So on the way home that night, I stopped at a yard sale and I bought one for $10. Then I got the free material from DuPont, and that's where I came up with the first compound for curing rubber in salt. I can remember making the first full production run at that time, and I literally stayed there all night long. And that was the start of it. I went to Mr. Rowe, and he finally joined me in helping finish that when they made the production run in that diameter. But in those days, getting a bonus was a big thing. I didn't get one that year. I said, well, Mr. Rowe, I just saved you $100,000. He said, yeah, but you didn't make a profit. I saved them. I built all those presses. And I went home that day, and I came back the next day and quit. So I decided I took my money and started talking and raising more money. Started Loren. But the first year of Loren was a long, hard, long days. The other part of the act comes in there is that I was asked to give a talk in Chicago, and that talk was how to make a continuous cure. I took a train, I think I drove the car to Chicago. Here I was on a stage with 5 other people, all PhDs from around the world. There was a standing room only in that whole auditorium. To get the publicity, I said I'm going to show everybody how to, including recipes, how to buy the equipment, how to mix it, put it together, what you need to run rubber continuous. I did it all for free. Why? I got worldwide recognition almost immediately. But what was funny about that whole thing was that he had a button there that he could push, so when the light comes on, I was to quit talking. The MC was so busy taking notes, he forgot to turn the light on. But it was, at that point, in my mind, was when continuous cure started. Well, this was the $100,000 failure. The guy, he lives in New York, finally gave it to me. And it's a failure showing failures. These both failures here, failures here, failures here, failures there. They're all ones that didn't work. I just call it, it's just a learning curve. But it's a case of taking something no good and making it good. It's just one of those steps in business, that's all. I would say the number one thing, you got many new things coming on stream right now. Don't forget the past. The old is still your biggest profit center. each person, every person out in that factory, that they have to give them a reason to come to work. Each generation has strengths and weaknesses. You got to take care of the future with the past.